Okay, this is Al. So I was building a lot of this stuff, and actually it's just the files, and what I'm doing is I'm just adding them into Schoology to be able to share out. But anyways, then I thought maybe I'm gonna do a couple of little short videos so you can see what I'm doing, because maybe from a districts level, it would, in the future you could probably do something similar. Okay, so where can I start? Okay, so you know how to get to Schoology, right? And if you don't, I'm gonna start from the very beginning. Okay, so when you're in your portal, you should have Schoology, right? So look for the icon, click on it. If the portal is turned back on by clicking on it, it's gonna take you directly to Schoology. If if it's doing what it has been doing, I'm gonna log out so you can see. So right now, since the portal is turned off, when you click on it, it's going to bring you to this site. So it's the nisd.schoology.com website. Okay, because there's also a schoology.com, but that one you can't log in. When you try to log in that way, it's going to tell you there's an error. So make sure it's nisd.schoology.com. Use your e-number, your network login, and then click on login. And then you're going to go into Schoology. So what I'm going to do is I'm going into my sandbox. Or actually, you know what, even before I do that, because I'm just adding resources. So I'm not even going into any classes. I'm going to click right up here on the top where it says resources. I'm clicking on that. Okay, so when I'm in resources, over here in the left, not the far left, but kind of in the second column, what you're going to want to do is, if you're in the apps, okay, it's different. It's a different view depending on where you're at. So make sure you're in the personal file. Okay, this is a filing cabinet. So from the personal files, you'll see your resources. Okay, so it defaults to the home one. So this one, when your account is created, you're going to have this automatically. Now, these other ones that I have, you can create them. So to create a collection of files, you just click on this one with the little white plus sign in the green little circle. Okay, so you click on that, and then it's going to ask you to give it a title. So you give it a title, and then you're going to create a collection, right? Depending on whatever you called it. Other things you can do, like this little drop down, you can reorder them. So if there's a certain order, and if you want to import, because you can actually export, like if I wanted to, and that's actually what I'm probably going to do, or maybe I'll just share it with you, but you can export a collection, right? So this is the home. So the pre-ETS, that's the one that I created. So if I wanted to export everything that I'm downloading into it, I just click on that, and then I could even inside of it, because inside of the pre-ETS that I created, I've got other folders that I've made. So anyways, then you can export it as a file, and then whoever's receiving it can then click here and then import it, and then it's going to pop up. It's going to populate in here. Okay. But there's an easier way to do this, since we're all using Schoology at Northside. Okay, so what I did is I created this collection right here. It's called Pre-ETS that I'm going to share with you. So when I click on it, oh, actually, and then let me tell you another thing. So over here on the right side, there's a little drop down. So here's where you can rename it, or you can totally delete it and get rid of the collection, okay? So when you click on the name, it's going to show up over here. Oops. Here's where all the files are. So what I've been doing is I've built these folders, and then inside of the folders I'm dropping the resources. Okay, so what I did is this right here, the pre-ETS flash drive contents. So this is the big one. What I did is oops, I shouldn't have gone out of there. Yeah, so let me go back into, okay, so the attainment website. So I'm already logged in. Actually, I'm going to go straight from the very beginning. So Northside ISD, and then the password, log in. Okay, so where I went is over here on my products. So I click here, and then so here we have the three sections, right? The pre-employment transition solution, the transition solution assessment plus app, and then the transition solution go worksheets. Okay, so these two are apps that would get installed on an iPad. So these are the ones that I've requested already to the district to approve for installation onto student iPads. So this is in the works, these two. Okay, this is another iOS app. All right, so then this is the one that when I click on it, here's where, a comprehensive transition curriculum, blah, blah, blah. So we can download. So I've already downloaded it. So I clicked here, I downloaded it. So when I downloaded it, it went into my downloads folder. Okay, so here it is right here. Actually, I'm going to go back one more spot. So when it went into my downloads folder, it went into well, I don't have it anymore, but anyways, it downloaded like a zip file, okay? Kind of like how this one looks, it has a little zipper. So I had to unzip it. Okay, so that's something where teachers have to know. And I'm on a MacBook, which it's different from what a Windows laptop does, but they would have to unzip the file so then that way then they could get inside of it, okay? Now, that's only if they download it. What we're doing by uploading all the files in Schoology in this collection, they won't have to do that because it's going to be right here and we're going to share it with them, okay? So then let me just go into it so that way you can see the organization. So inside that file, that whole zip folder that was downloaded, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different files, and then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files. So there's 6 PDFs and then 6 files, and then inside each file, I'm going to expand it, there's more PDFs and then another folder, okay, and then this one right here. Okay, so inside, actually no, that one was on the outside, but let me minimize that. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the organization of, it's my daughter. Let me turn this on. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this organization and where these resources are, and then from there I'm gonna start to build some of the stuff, like some of the assignments. Okay, so I'm gonna open up. So I'm back on Schoology again. So from the beginning, when you log into Schoology, it's going to either show up like this where you can see your courses, or it might be in the recent activity. It's going to where it looks more like this, like social media. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to click right up here on resources. Okay, so then from resources, I built this pre-ETS resource collection. Okay, and so I clicked on it. So this is the top level of it. Okay, because I clicked on it, and so we're at the very beginning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on sharing. Oh, and you're already in here. Okay, so you have the ability to edit. So you can change the ability, like people can just view or they can edit. So you have the ability to edit. You're on here already. So I'm going to hit save. So if you wanted to add people, I don't know if you have the access to it, but right up here is the add people tab. Click on it, and then these are all the people in central office. So that's one of the bad things about this is there's not a really easy way to filter. So you'd have to drop this down and then look for like Brandeis, and then I don't know what the teacher's name is at Brandeis, but you just search their name and then they'll pop up, and then you just like select them if that was a teacher, and then you add them. Okay, and you can add more than one at a time to kind of make it easy. Because like let's say he was the Brandeis teacher, or she was, and then you went to Holmes, and let's say she was the Brandeis teacher. I mean the teacher. So now see how here it says selected two. So even though we didn't hit this, you can select more than one at a time. Okay, so I'm gonna hit cancel just to get us out. Okay, so now in here what I'm building is this is the pre-ETS flash drive contents. That's where I'm at right now. And these are the contents. So inside this, I'm going to click on it, And these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folders. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PDF files are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PDF files. Okay, so really I'm just throwing the resources in there right now. So like, let's say for example, this one right here, the additional resources to print. Okay, sorry, I had a cough. So in the additional resources to print, on my Schoology, I'm just gonna double click so I can go inside of it. So now I'm inside the folder. I'm gonna add resources. So in here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PDFs. Yeah, 6 PDFs and then another folder. So what I'm gonna do first, and in this one is just the station cards. So I'm gonna add these 6 first. So in here I'm gonna click on add resources. Here's add file. So now I'm gonna go into my, this is in my downloads. So I'm gonna attach files, and it already defaulted in my downloads, but if it hadn't, I would go into my downloads, and then it's the pre-ETS flash drive. We're in the professional, no, we're in the additional, right? Let me move this out of the way. Oh yeah, we're in the additional resources, this one right here. No, actually not that one. It's the additional resources to print pre-ETS 1 to 5. This one right here, additional resources to print pre-ETS 1 through 5. So this is the one, so I'm going to expand it because I don't think I can download a folder, but you know what, I'm actually going to try. So I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to see if I can, no, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, it didn't let me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I haven't built this folder yet, I'm just going to go to this one. I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to open. Okay, so now it's adding all those folders. I mean, not folders, but files. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. And they must be big files because this is taking a little bit of time. So then, okay, so while it's doing this, here you could even align the teaks. So if you knew what teaks these assignments were addressing, you can click on this and then search for them and add them. And this is really good if you want to use it for data collection or for PLC, as for PLC, I don't know, for planning, whatever it is you wanted to do to see how the kids were progressing with the curriculum. This is a really good tool for that. Okay, so they're complete. So I'm going to hit add. Okay, so all of these PDFs, now they uploaded. Next thing I'm going to do is I have this folder right here, the pre-ETS chapter 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here a little bit to the side. So back in my Schoology, I'm going to go to resources, add a folder. This window right here, let me maximize this so you can see what it is. So add resources. I'm going to create a folder, so I'm going to hit add folder. So here we give the folder a name. We can color code it if we wanted to. We can give it a description, and then we have all of these tools. So like if we want to, change the font, make it bold, add a list, you can do all of that here. You can change the formatting, indent. This tool right here, if you drop it down, it gives you more options. So you can add images, links like hyperlinks, math symbols, equations. You can add resources from your Google Drive, YouTube videos, Dropbox. So you can throw that stuff in the description part right here of the folder. Okay, so just to let you know what that does. So I'm going to minimize this a little bit more, and I'm going to give it this name right here. So pre-ETS 4 chapter 2 lesson 2 station cards. Okay, so that's what this folder is called. I'm going to click create. So then here's that folder. So I'm going to click on it. So now we're inside that folder. So I'm going to add a resource. I'm going to add this one right here, and I'm going to actually see if I can just drag it over. Nah, it didn't let me drag it. Okay. So then I'm going to click on add resources. This time we're adding a file. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on attach file. And this is the one, is the station cards. That's the one that I want to add. Okay, so I'm going to double click on it. It uploaded it. It says complete. Here I can align it to the teaks if I wanted to. I'm going to hit add. Okay, so now that one's in there. Okay, so now this folder right here, add resources, all of this is already in there now. So then now I'm going to do the same with communication overlays. I'm going to click on it just to show you. Okay, so on Schoology, this appears called the breadcrumbs. So right now we're in this folder right here, the pre-ETS chapter 2. I'm going to go up one level. So when that blue line pops up, I'm going up one level. Okay, so here is that, and actually I need to go up one more level. Okay, so now this is the one that I'm looking for, communication overlay. So here it is. So I'm going to click on it. It's empty. I'm going to add resources, add files. I'm going to attach the files. Okay, same way with this one. I'm in the pre-ETS chapter 2 lesson 2, so I'm going to, and this is just on how, what it looks like on my Mac. So it's going to be different for the Windows computer, but you just have to find where you're at. And so what I'm looking for is the communication overlays, which is this one right here. Here's those files. So I click on the top one. I want to grab all of them at one time, right? Not this one, because that one is outside of the folder. Watch, see, that one's outside, so not that one, just this one. And this is the last one, so I'm holding down the shift key, and then I click on the last one, so it highlights everything all at once. I'm going to click open, so now it's downloading all those files. These are not as big as that last one. Okay, so if I wanted to align to the teaks, I could do that now. I'm going to go ahead and hit add. Okay, so now all of those files were added in here. I'm going to go up one level. Okay, so now we got that one. We have this one. I'm going to come back over here to my downloads. I'm going to close that folder. Now I'm going to work on the pre-ETS 1 to 5 student workbooks. That's this one right here. There's nothing in there. I'm expanding it, so here's that stuff. Add files. Attach files. Here, I'm working on the pre-ETS 1 to 5 student workbooks. This one right here. I'm closing this one. Open that one. This one to this one. Open. It's uploading. Again, if I wanted to align it with the teaks, I could do that. And so these files are a little bit bigger, and it makes sense because these are workbooks. So I'm thinking, yeah, these are a little bit bigger. Yeah, these are the ones that. Okay, yeah, these are nice files to work with. Okay. So I'm going to close this, and then I'm coming back over here. So that's the last one. Actually, no, it's still working. So anyways, I'm working my way down. Again, I just wanted to show you what I was doing right now, and then I'm going to continue with these. And then once I'm done there, then the next thing is to show you what to do now with the PDFs. So with the PDFs, there's a couple of different ways we can do it. One is to just recreate those assignments and make them to where we can use the tools with Schoology, so that way the students can fill them in, and then Schoology can grade them and do what it's supposed to do, or what it can do, which is the best thing because you can add all kinds of accessibility features into those assignments. The other way is the fast way, which is using Adobe Acrobat Pro, and that one will convert the PDFs into like fillable PDFs where the kids can just type into them or write into them, but then the teacher is going to have to go back and do all the hand grading and the marking up, and it adds more work in the long run. So the the I'm going to say, I don't want to say the right way because anything, I mean, who's to say what's right? But the way, if you want to take full advantage of Schoology, creating assessments is the way to go. If you want to, now the pros for doing it that way is that the tool will, it's a lot more interactive. The kids can write into it. You can make it grade for you. You can add accessibility features like maybe having it read to them. You can add videos. You can put examples in it of you like completing the task. So then you start doing like video modeling, and or you can even have like a student, like record a student, and then now it makes it more personal, and it kind of draws their attention more. So you can do that kind of stuff with the assessment tools, which is really powerful. Now, that's the pro. Now the con to it is that it is time intensive and you have to put more time into it up front. But in the long run, you make up for it. So think of it like an investment in time. So yeah, it's a lot of work up front, but it's created and it's there and it's going to do the grading for you. All you need to do is just kind of come back and check up on it as needed. Now, the second way, using Adobe Acrobat Pro, is faster up front because you're just converting the PDFs into fillable PDFs, but it's more work in the long run because you still have to come back to it to do your assessment and your evaluation and your grading and reviewing it. And it's just in the longer term, it takes a little bit more. It takes more time day to day, I guess, is kind of where I'm getting at. Okay, so both have pros and both have cons. Okay, so now I'm going to hit add, and so now I am done with the ETS 1 to 5 student workbooks. This one right here. Yeah, I'm done with that one. So I'm going to continue with these other ones, and then I'll start with the other videos. Okay.